Thank you, Marine Corps League Compesca Detachment 1079, for your service. Tonight's non-conference game features the visiting Elkton-Lake Benton Elks and your Great Plains Lutheran Panthers. The two schools participating in this event are members of the South Dakota High School Activities Association, which has adopted the rules under which this game is played. A strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to this activity's success. Everyone is expected to respect the officials and support the teams with positive, enthusiastic cheering. Thank you to everyone filling a role to make this event possible, including officials Richie Hutchinson, Brian Young, Kevin Deinert, Rusty Keith, and Brian Weedham. Now we'll introduce the cheerleaders and the teams. For the Elkton-Lake Benton cheerleaders, Kelsey Bartell, Maverick Beck, Brianna Dreitz, Ashley Flores, Hadley Hurd, Leah Cook, Claire McMahon, Rose McMahon, Chloe Neal, Macy Nordmeyer, Tenley Olson, Brianna Rochelle, Summer Rochelle, JD Rowe, and Emma Skordal. The Elk cheerleaders are coached by Nicole Cruz. Now for your GPL cheerleaders, Teresa DeFries, Lydia Fierstead, Vanelle Fultang, Katrina Gilliland, Laura Kazenbach, Emily Leans, Brooklyn Mose, Shiloh Mose, Angelica Peterson, Kira Ruppy, Lucy Roberts, and Lydia Wolf. The Panther cheerleaders are coached by Jenna Johnson and Stephanie Musilevich. Here's the starting offense for the Elks. At running back, a 5'10" senior, number 0, Elliot Erickson. At tight end, a 6'1" senior, Miles Poindexter. At wide receiver, a 5'8" junior, number 3, Caden Crawford. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 4, Quentin Wesley. At quarterback, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Colt Beck. At wide receiver, a 6' senior, number 6, Savion Stevens. At wide receiver, a 6' junior, number 8, Joseph Dibby. At the center, a 6' sophomore, number 54, Jacob Wesley. At guard, a 6' senior, number 88, Tate Boersma. The Elks are coached by Caleb Haas and assisted by Jared Beck, Alex Marsh, Jason DeZio, Aiden Erickson, and Hunter Van Wayenhouse. And here's your starting offense for your Panthers. At quarterback, a 5'8" senior, number 1, Jarrett Bauer. At running back, a 5'6" senior, number 5, Ryan Jenstead. At wide receiver, a 6'5" junior, number 16, Logan Bergen. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 19, Theo Kukan. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 22, Aiden Camred. At fullback, a 6'2" senior, number 23, Lucas Johnson. At tight end, a 6'1" junior, number 25, Jeremiah Martins. At center, a 5'10" senior, number 40, William Krenz. And at tight end, a 6' junior, number 80, Tyler Brumer. The Panthers are coached by Aaron Schleusner, assisted by Darren Mack, Ben Riegsicker, Keith Mull, Rod Milner, Pierce Oline, Miles York, and Seth Kepi. Now let's enjoy some high school football.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex for tonight's game between your Great Plains Lutheran Panthers and the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. Tonight is homecoming for Great Plains Lutheran and second game here at the brand new Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. Panthers come into tonight's game with a 3-1 record. The Elks also come into tonight's game with a 3-1 record. Panthers coming off a loss last week to number 2 ranked Hamlin, their first loss of the season. The Elks come into tonight's game coming off a victory over DeSmet last week at home, 65-20. The Elks are going to receive here first this evening as we get going here on homecoming. Justin Tucker to kick off for the Panthers. No, not that Justin Tucker, but Justin Tucker, the senior from New Ulm, Minnesota. Not the one from the NFL, but he will be kicking off tonight for the Panthers. Back deep to receive is Elliot Erickson, as well as Savion Stevens for the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks. And we're underway here with the little squib kick up to 88 for the Elks. And Aiden Cameron pushes him out of bounds. That's Tayton Boersma, the 225-pound senior offensive lineman, receives the kick and returns it to about the 44-yard line, where the Elks will take over on offense. Elks will be quarterbacked by Colt Beck, the 5'9" senior quarterback. Excuse me. Yes, Colt Beck. He hands it off. And Elliot Erickson is off to the races, but he's chased down by Aiden Cameron. And he's brought down at about the 7-yard line as the Elks are in the red zone after their first play on offense. So as I said, Colt Beck at quarterback, Elliot Erickson, the senior, at running back in the backfield. Beck in the shotgun. Erickson flanked to his left. Beck goes back, drops back to pass, looking to pass, chased down by Lucas Johnson and Will Krenz. Goes to his right, running right, throws into the end zone, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted by Holden Carley.
Pass intercepted by number 4, Holden Carley.
Intercepted in the end zone, and what a turn of events here on the third play of the game here on homecoming. Colt Beck drops back. He had pressure from Johnson and Krenz, throws it into the end zone, intercepted by Holden Carley, and the Panthers are on offense. They take over at the 5-yard line. Jarrett Bauer back in the shotgun for the Panthers, flanked by Johnson and Genstead. Genstead up the middle for little to no gain. For about a yard gain, gets the Panthers up to the 6, makes it 2nd and 9 on the 6-yard line. So on the second offensive play from the line of scrimmage, Colt Beck throws an interception to junior Holden Carley in the end zone, and the Panthers take over on offense. Bauer again back in that shotgun formation with Johnson and Canas. Hands it off to Johnson. Johnson bounces it out. Johnson up, and he gains probably about 5 or 6 yards. Gets it up to the 9 or 8 yard line, probably 8.5 yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd and probably about 3 yards. So 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 for the Panthers.
Just about 2 minutes gone by here in the game. And we'll see what the Panthers draw up here on 3rd and 3. So far, the first 2 plays from scrimmage been handoffs. One to Genstead up the middle for about a yard. The second one to Johnson. Now Bauer under center. Hands it off to Johnson. He tries to go up the middle, and he goes nowhere. Brings up, he even loses a yard or two. So it's going to be 4th and 5. I would imagine that Logan Bergen would come out to punt the ball for the Panthers. Panthers wearing their all-blue uniforms here tonight on homecoming. Blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants. New uniforms this year for the Panthers. A little different from their normal blue jerseys, gray pants. And that punt is blocked. And it's going to roll to about the 16-yard line. So
Punt was blocked by Stevens.
The Elks are going to take over on the 16-yard line, but Logan Bergen is down, the punter, and he's hurt. I did not see what happened there on the block punt. It was blocked, but then I did not see what happened after that. We'll take a timeout for injury. Be back after this. Welcome back. Good news. Logan Bergen walked off the field under his own power. Little shaken up there on the play. Headed to the sidelines, getting a drink of water. And the Elks take over on the 15-yard line after that block punt. Again, Beck and Erickson in the backfield. Beck in the shotgun. Hands it off. Fakes the handoff. Throws it out to Crawford, and Crawford's in for the touchdown. Caden Crawford, the junior, gets the first touchdown of the game as Beck faked the handoff, pulled it out of had the RPO there, the run play, or the run pass option. Faked the run, and then he threw it out into the flat to Crawford, and Crawford scampered in for 15 yards, and the Elks touchdown, 6-0, Elks. And Enriquez will get the extra point for the Elks. And it's going to be 7-0 with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter at the Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth here at the Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. Elks just got their first touchdown of the game off a Colt Beck pass to Caden Crawford. 7-0 Elks. And Wenner Enriquez, the senior, got the extra point, and he'll be the one kicking off. Good kick to Caleb Canas. Canas brings it up to about the 34-yard line, and that's where The Panthers will take over on offense. So the Panthers got that early interception. Took over on the 5-yard line and had a 3-and-out. Then the block punt. Elks took over on the 15-yard line, first play from scrimmage after the block punt, and they scored on a 15-yard pass play. Panthers starting a much more favorable field position here on the 34-yard line. Bauer in the shotgun, out to the flats to Caleb Canas. Canas out in space, picks up the first down. He's to the 50, just past midfield, and he runs out of bounds for a first down for about a 16-yard pass, pitch and catch pass play, and it's a Panther first down. Nice play there by Coach Aaron Schleusner. The shotgun snap to Bauer. Bauer out to the flat to get one of his athletes out in space, Caleb Canas, and he runs for about 15 yards. Bauer in the shotgun again, takes the snap, throws it downfield to Logan Bergen, and Bergen is pulled down from behind by the Elks. It looked like number 3, Caden Crawford, had him by the jersey. Surprised there was not a pass interference call. Crawford and Erickson were there on the coverage, and there was a lot of jersey tugging there, pulled him down. And Bergen, who got shaken up on that block punt, is down again off of that long pass play. Bergen is back up, walking off to the sideline under his own power. He's holding his lower back, might have came down real hard on that synthetic turf here at the new complex, Watertown. Just north of the high school here, right across the street from Lake Area Tech. 8:37 left to play here in the first quarter, and the Panthers have a 2nd and 10 after Bauer's attempt to Bergen was incomplete. Bauer drops back, pass goes through the hands. Pass intended for Broomer, I believe.
Intercepted by Erickson.
Goes through the hands of Broomer and it's intercepted by Erickson.
Intended for Broomer.
So
Elks take over
the Elks will take over at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Leading 7-0. 8.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Back in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off. Erickson up the middle. Erickson runs it right up the middle, and he's gone. Touchdown.
Erickson, the ball carrier. Elkton, touchdown.
So we've had a touchdown from Caden Crawford, and now Elliot Erickson, who runs it right down the middle of the field for a Elks touchdown. Enriquez to try the extra point. And that's good.
Extra point good by number 10.
Elks lead 14-0.
Enriquez.
Just into about 4 minutes into this ball game. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back. 8:20 left to play here in the first quarter. Elkton-Lake Benton Elks up 14-0. Enriquez with the kickoff. Nice deep kick. Fielded by Genstead. Ryan Genstead to the 20. Out to the left side and runs it out of bounds at about the 26, 27-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will take over on offense. Panthers had a nice pass play to start off their first offensive possession from scrimmage, or their second offensive possession from scrimmage, with that pass out to Canas. Bauer in the shotgun, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson is met by several Elks.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
And he's taken down for a loss.
Brought down by Stevens and Wesley.
Well, they're going to mark it right about the line of scrimmage, say his progress has stopped there.
2nd and 10, no gain on the
So it's
play.
going to be 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. .736 to go. 14-0. 14-0. Elkton-Lake Benton. Bauer back in the shotgun. Canas in motion. Fakes the handoff. Bauer tosses it deep to Carly.
Bauer's pass.
And that pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
Defended by Schindler. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
Bauer's deep pass for Carly was just a little bit outside his reach. Overthrew him by a couple yards. But was trying to give his wide receiver a chance as he had one-on-one coverage out there on the left side of the field. 3rd and 10. Bauer back in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Out to Johnson. Johnson in space. Johnson gets hit by
Bauer's pass to Johnson complete.
number 5, I believe.
Brought down by
Number
Davey.
6.
Loss of about a half an hour.
Savion Stevens for a loss.
11.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 11 for the Panthers. We'll see what they do. See who's in the punt, because Bergen is still on the sideline. Bauer takes the snap to punt, but there's a flag on the play, false start on the Panthers. So that's going to push him back another 5 yards. 10 yards. 5 yards.
5-yard penalty.
Push them back another 5 yards from the 20. So it's going to be a 4th and 16. So Bauer's back in place of Bergen. His punt gets to about the 45-yard line. And Elliot Erickson is run out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Erickson on the return.
That's where the Elks will take over. Right at the 20 is where they're spotting the ball.
1st and 10.
.14-0 Elks lead midway through the first quarter. Here on homecoming night at the Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. Back in the shotgun. Out to the flat to Erickson. Erickson into the end zone. Touchdown.
Pass to Erickson complete for a Elk touchdown.
Elliot Erickson into the end zone for the 3rd touchdown for the Elks of this ball game. And we're only halfway through the first quarter. Few raindrops here tonight on homecoming at Watertown. Enriquez for the extra point. And it's a bobbled snap by Beck. Beck throws it for the two-point conversion. No good. Beck bobbled the snap. Had to take the football and try for the two-point conversion. Two-point conversion's no good. Elks lead 20-0. 6:11 to play in the first. Welcome back. Elks lead 20-0 after the Erickson touchdown. Erickson has 2 touchdowns here this evening. And Caden Crawford, the junior wide receiver, has the other. As Enriquez gets ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Nice deep kick by Enriquez to Canas. Canas fields it at about the 10-yard line. He's up to the 20. He's through the middle. He's to the 30, to the 33-yard line. And Caleb Canas has a nice return for the Panthers. We'll see if they can put together a few good drives here, a few good plays, get a nice sustained drive down the field.
Panthers will start at their 33-yard line.
So Panthers are going to start at the 33. 1st and 10 for GPL. Bauer in the shotgun. Flanked by Johnson and Canas. Pitches it to Canas. Canas, not much room to run as the Elks and their speedy defense swarms the sophomore and brings him down for a loss of about 2 yards.
Brought down by Erickson.
So it's going to be 2nd and 12, excuse me. 2nd and 12 for the Panthers. These Elkton-Lake Benton has speed on both sides of the football. As we've seen here tonight, smothering speedy defense as Bowers chased down in the backfield, and he's taken down for a sack at the 3-yard line for a huge loss. And it's going to be 3rd down and a mile for the Panthers.
3rd down for the Panthers.
Chased down by Tayton Boersma was in on that tackle. And I believe, looked like number 4, Quentin Wesley. Yes, Quentin Wesley. So it's going to be probably 3rd and about 40 yards, and the Panthers hand it off for no gain. They're going to have to punt again. So the punting unit comes out for the Panthers. As the clock ticks down, 4:07 left here in the first quarter. Elkton-Lake Benton leading 20-0. Bauer back to punt for the Panthers, as Logan Bergen was shaken up on a couple plays here to start the game. That punt lands at about the 33 and bounces out of bounds. And that's where Elkton-Lake Benton will take over. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
A big thank you.
Welcome back. Elkton-Lake Benton taking over at the 33-yard line. Colt Beck, the little pitch out to Erickson. Erickson, the stiff arm. And Erickson is taken down at the 20-yard line
Pitch to Erickson, brought down
by Lucas Johnson.
Elks gets a first down, and they'll be at the 20-yard line.
So he picks up about 13 yards. Elks get it to the 20-yard line. Beck and Erickson in the shotgun. Beck goes back to pass. Throws to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown by Miles Poindexter for the 4th touchdown of the game for Elkton-Lake Benton.
To Poindexter for a touchdown.
Panthers had to get a little bit of pressure there on these pass plays. But as I said, Elkton-Lake Benton has speed on both sides of the football. And the Elks are going to go for the 2-point conversion as they're up 26-0 right now. The pitch to Erickson, and Erickson walks it in for a 2-point conversion. 28-0, Elks lead with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back as the Elks score their 4th touchdown of the game. We've got 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and the Elks are going to kick it off to the Panthers. As I said, Panthers wearing all blue tonight. Got new uniforms this year. They've got several different options as Canas brings it up the sideline and out of bounds at about the 26. The Panthers have been wearing gray pants with their blue uniforms at home games this season, but tonight for homecoming, blue pants. Usually they wear white jerseys and blue pants on the road. Maybe they'll do white jerseys, gray pants at their next road game. So several different color combinations this year with the new football uniforms for the Panthers. As Bauer takes it under center, hands it off to Canas up the middle, and there is no room to run.
Ball carrier is
As Canas is swallowed up by Boersma, the senior defensive lineman, and a host of other Elks, herd of Elks, I believe is what it's called. As the clock ticks down here in the first quarter. 2 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first quarter, excuse me. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Bauer takes it. Back to pass. Gets it down to Broomer. And Broomer catches a pass for about a 18-yard gain and a Panthers first down. Let's see if the Panthers can get something going here on offense. Broomer was wide open, kind of found a gap there in coverage in the secondary of the Elks and was able to take advantage of it and haul in that pass for about 18 yards. So Bauer under center again. The pitch to Canas. Canas is met immediately in the backfield by Wesley.
Caleb Canas, the ball carrier for the Panthers.
So that's going to be a loss of 3 or 4 yards. As I said, the Elks are just everywhere on defense. They were immediately in the backfield on that play. See if the Panthers can stop them up front here. Bauer drops back, passes it, and it's caught, hauled in by Jeremiah Martins for a nice gain.
Bauer's pass complete to Martins.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Panthers as they cross midfield and get it to the 42-yard line. 47-yard line. The Elks 47. 3rd and 3. The handoff to Johnson. And Johnson gets he'll maybe gain 2 yards, so it's going to be 4th and 1. They're going to say forward progress brought him ahead to the 45. It's going to be 4th and 1. Clock is ticking, 21 seconds left here in the first quarter. And I'm sure the Panthers are going to go for it here. In this situation, down 28-0, 6 seconds left in the first quarter. They're going to take the snap. And the pass to Genstead is incomplete. Bauer tries to get it to Genstead, incomplete. That's the end of the first quarter. And the Elks are going to take over on downs at about the 45-yard line. Might be the first time they've started in their own territory here tonight. So they're going to take over. 1st and 10 when we come back with the second quarter here in Watertown. Welcome back to the Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. Elks lead 28-0 As we start the second quarter, they're going to take over at their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10, after the Panthers failed to pick up the first down on 4th and 1 at the end of the first quarter. Pass out to number 6, Savion Stevens, and he picks up about 8 yards on that little pitch and catch, brought down by Broomer, Carly, Jenstead, Canas, all in on the tackle. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Elks. Elks have the high-powered offense. So far this season, their first couple games, they scored 59 points in their first game. And Erickson is brought down, but not after picking up a first down. Gets it past almost up to the 40-yard line. Elks scored 59 points against Waubay in their first game of the season, 43 against Viborg Hurley. In their loss of the season, they scored 28 points, but then last week, 65 points, 65-20, a victory over De Smet. Beck goes back to pass, tosses it downfield for a wide open Stevens, but he drops that pass, and it's incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Elks. Elkton-Lake Benton currently ranked 3rd in 9AA in the state. So back-to-back weeks, tough task for the Panthers. Last week they faced the number 2 team in the state in Hamlin. This week faced the number 3 team in the state. And Elkton-Lake Benton's only loss of the season came to the number 1 team, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy. Erickson around the outside, he's taken down, gains a first down, picks up about 10 or 11 yards. And he's taken down by, I believe Cameron was in on that tackle. And a couple other Panthers.
Martins and Cameron.
Jeremiah Martins, according to the PA announcer. Jeremiah Martins and Aiden Cameron. 2 juniors in on that tackle. Beck takes a snap, hands it off. And Carly and Cameron wrestle down the ball carrier, Elliot Erickson, at about the 10-yard line.
Brought down by Cameron and Carly.
Elkton-Lake Benton running a no-huddle offense here. As they get up quickly to the ball, the chains are not even set yet, and they're getting ready to run the next play. The pass outside to number 1, Lane Schindler. He's brought down after about a 5-yard gain.
Schindler on the reception from Beck.
And it's going to be second and 2. So the Elks can still pick up a first down. They're just inside the 5-yard line. Beck takes the shotgun snap to Erickson, and Erickson hops through the end zone.
Erickson, the ball carrier.
And gets the 5th touchdown of the game for Elkton-Lake Benton as the raindrops continue to fall here in Watertown. 34-0. Elkton-Lake Benton is on top. Enriquez in for the extra point kick. Snap gets down. Kick is good. And it's 35-0. Elkton-Lake Benton. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Elks 35.
Welcome back. Enriquez getting ready to kick off here for Elkton-Lake Benton after the Elks touchdown. Enriquez back to Canas, who fields the ball at about the 10-yard line. He'll bring it up to about the 25 for about a 15, 16-yard return. And that's where the Panthers will take over at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, GPL.
Panthers take over on the 27-yard line.
Elsewhere around the state in 9AA football, Hamlin leading Florence Henry 33-0. That one's in the second quarter. As Bauer hands it off to, we'll see who gets up there. It's Canas.
Canas, the ball carrier for a short gain.
2nd and 9. Gain of about 1 yard. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy, the number 1 team in the state in 9AA, is up on Alcester Hudson, 12-7. That one's also in the second quarter. We've got about 8.5 minutes here before halftime. Elkton-Lake Benton's up 35-0 here on homecoming night in Watertown as GPL is taking on the number 3 team in the state. That pass to Jeremiah Martins is incomplete, just off his fingertips. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 9 yards for the Panthers. Second down, I'm sorry. A third down. Chain gang hadn't switched the marker yet. 3rd down and about 8 yards to go. 8:21 to play. After that, incomplete pass to Martins. Bauer back in the shotgun. Bauer, pressure, and he gets taken down for a sack at the 10-yard line. So, loss of about 18 yards there. Going to bring up 4th and 28 as the Elks are smothering the Panthers on defense. There's nowhere to run. Not much there when we pass either. Bergen back in the ball game, so that's good to see. He gets that punt off. Gets it all the way down to probably about the 45-yard line. So we'll start. The Elks will start in their own territory when we come back. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Welcome back. Elks take over at the 47-yard line. Beck back. Erickson goes in motion. Beck looking downfield. He's got a man wide open. Number 3, Caden Crawford. And
pass complete to
Crawford.
There's a hanky on the field.
There's holding. Holding on the Elks, so that touchdown is coming back. So a penalty on that play will negate the touchdown and push the Elks back another 10 yards, I believe. Crawford was wide open on that play. So that's going to push them back. It's going to be first and 20 for the Elks from the 36-yard line. So first and 20. I don't know if you can see it on the live stream, but rain is coming down. If this was on grass, and the Elks draw the Panthers offside, so ball's going to go right back to the line of scrimmage. The original line. 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty, first and 15 for the Elks.
So it's going to be first and 15. But the Elks were able to draw them offsides, Panthers offsides. As I said, if this was on natural turf or grass, Beck, pressure. Been able to get pressure on Beck all night, but his pass is complete.
Beck's pass complete to
number 1, Lane Schindler. It's a long pass play, and it's going to be a first down.
First and 10 from the 32-yard line.
So Elkton-Lake Benton, explosive on offense, and they go into their no huddle again. Take the ball right up, out to Schindler. Carley misses the tackle, and then Cameron pushes him out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. So another first down for Elkton-Lake Benton. Elkton-Lake Benton up 35-0. Just under 7 minutes to play here yet in the first half. Beck back to pass again. Beck to the end zone. And pass is caught by Erickson for another touchdown. (41-0). Enriquez for the extra point is good. 42-0. 6 minutes and 47 seconds left before halftime.
Elks 42, Panthers 0.
We'll be back.
6:47 left to go.
Welcome back to the live stream here at the Alan Mitchell Athletic Complex in Watertown, South Dakota. Panther homecoming here tonight, and it's not going too well for the home team. They're down 42-0 with 6 minutes and 47 seconds left to play before halftime. Elkton-Lake Benton, explosive on offense, speedy on defense, and ranked number 3 in the state, and they're showing why they have that ranking here tonight. Canas brings the kickoff up to the 20-yard line. We'll see if the Panthers can get something going here on offense before halftime.
Alumni prize drawing is Wes Ott. Congratulations, Wes, from the GPL class of 2016. You can pick up your prize at the alumni table.
We've got Carly in at quarterback for the Panthers. He takes a snap and gets it to Canas, who picks up a couple yards. But Carly in at quarterback. Looks like Bauer is on the bench. Not quite sure what his condition is. But he was taken down by 3 or 4 Elks there on that last offensive series. Carly hands it off to Canas. Canas taken down for a loss. It's going to bring up 3rd and 13. 14. With 5:45 to play in the first half. Carly runs in the play from the sidelines. Martin split out to the left. Carly runs around and he's taken down for a loss, a sack. Loss of about 3 or 4 yards.
Tackle on Carly, brought down by 71 Olsen.
So the Panthers will punt here. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Looks like Bergen's back in there to punt. Bergen's kick makes it to the 39-yard line, and that's where the Elks will take over.
This kick is down by the Panthers on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Elks.
So the Elks will take over at the 39. 4:30 left to play here in the first half. Back in the shotgun. Oh, excuse me, that's not back in the shotgun. It's number 12, Brady Prosh, sophomore. As the Elks lead 42-0. Looks like they've put some underclassmen in there on offense. So Brady Prosh. The handoff for a loss of a couple yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12. Prosh back in the shotgun. Chased down by Krenz. Tackled by Cameron. Picked up a couple yards there. Going to bring up 3rd and about 7 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Oh, 5 yards. 5 yards. Spotted it just inside the 35. Three minutes to go here in the first half. Third and 5 for the Elks. Snap to Prosh. He goes back to pass. His pass is long, incomplete. Going to bring up 4th and 5.
Carly on the coverage, along with Canas.
And it looks like Not quite sure if the Elks are going to punt here. Looks like they may punt. Or no, it looks like they're going to kick the field goal. Enriquez in to kick the field goal. This would be a 43-yard, actually a 50-yard field goal. Enriquez, the 50-yard field goal attempt, no good. And the scores are going to remain at 42-0 with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go before halftime. So Enriquez comes in to try a 50-yard field goal. That's no good. Panthers will take over on downs, and they're going to have it at about the 33-yard line. Carly in at quarterback for the Panthers. Bauer on the sideline. It appears like he may be going through concussion protocols. Carly takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson runs it up the side. Johnson cuts it back, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. He's going to pick up a first down.
That's enough for a Panther.
As the Panthers get a little something going here on homecoming. 2:30, 2.5 minutes before halftime. First and 10 for the Panthers at the 32-yard line. Carly runs the play in from the sidelines.
First and 10 for the Panthers.
Clock ticks down, 2 minutes to go before half. Carly takes the snap. Carly's going to run, and he'll pick up a couple yards.
Carly on the quarterback keeper, brought down by number 17, Aguilar.
Looked like Canas and Tucker were in the backfield with Carly. Going to bring up about 2nd and 6 from the 36-yard line. Carly takes a snap, and his pass to Broomer is no good, incomplete. Bring up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 for the Panthers. 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the first half.
So 3rd and 6, 1 minute and 18 seconds left. You may have just heard. In the first half, left to play. As the rain continues to fall here at Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. The toss to Canas. Canas runs to the right. Canas swallowed up by the Elks for maybe a loss of about a yard. Brings up 4th and 7.
17 and 26 brings up 4th down for the Panthers.
4th down and 7. And Bergen comes in to punt. So Bergen's going to punt it away here. He gets it off. It's going to roll down to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Elks will take over with 27 seconds left to play here in the first half. Elks up 42-0 on the Panthers. Welcome back. Elks come out on offense, take over at the 25-yard line, up 42-0. Just under 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Brady Prosh, the sophomore, in at quarterback, as the Elks get some underclassmen in. He tosses it out, and Cameron gets the tackle on Caleb Larson, the sophomore, as he's brought down. As the clock ticks down here to halftime, just under 10 seconds to go. Will the Elks try to get another play off here before half? Looks like they will not. And we'll head into halftime with the Elks up 42-0 on the Great Plains Lutheran Panthers here on homecoming night. So we will have homecoming court announcements at halftime. As the Panthers and the Elks head to their respective ends of the field. Stay tuned for those halftime announcements of the homecoming court here for GPL.
Juniors had the Lorax, sophomores had the Little Mermaid, and freshmen had the Disney classic Up. This past week, GPL students enjoyed various homecoming traditions and festivities. The top two finishers in the various contests were as follows. Poster, second place, juniors. First place, we will steal the moon, seniors. First place, seniors. Hallway decorating, second place, seniors. First place, juniors. Dress up day, second place, the sophomores. First place, seniors. And video, second place goes to the sophomores. First place, seniors. Game night, second place, freshmen. First place, seniors. Panthers Spirit Awards, second place, juniors. First place, seniors. And now we'll introduce this year's homecoming court. Freshman representatives, Dominic Vanelli and Fiona Poor. Sophomore representatives, Caleb Canas and Lillian Martin. And your juniors, Milo Schumacher and Brooklyn Mose. And senior king and queen, Carter Hitters and Catherine Prawl. Thank you to the staff and faculty at GPL for your awesome work in homecoming week, and thank you for your excitement, students, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 homecoming court.
Welcome back, Panther fans, inside the broadcast booth here at the Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex. We're about ready to start the second half. 42-0, Elkton-Lake Benton has the lead on the Panthers. Elkton-Lake Benton comes into tonight's game ranked number 3 in the state in 9AA football, the 9AA division, the largest division of 9-man football in the state of South Dakota. There's AA, A, and B is the smallest. So Elkton-Lake Benton, tough opponent here for the Panthers on homecoming night, and that kick goes out of bounds as the Panthers receive to start the second half. And we'll see who's in at quarterback for the Panthers here to start the second half. Looks like Holden Carley's coming back in at quarterback. We got Jarrett Bauer, the senior starter, was shaken up there on one of the plays there in the first half, so he's been sitting out. He sat out about half the second quarter, still on the sidelines. Their other backup, Benjamin Prawl, broke his collarbone a couple weeks ago, so he's out. So Carley, the junior, gets the start. And the Panthers get off to a nice start here as Carley hands it off to Caleb Canas, and Canas scampers ahead for about 12 yards for a first down.
J.J. Bushman on the tackle for the Elks.
Bushman, the tackle for Elkton-Lake Benton. Panthers will face Britton Hecla next week up in Britain. Conference opponent. This is a non-conference game here tonight. Conference opponent as Johnson gets the ball. And Johnson gets some space to the 40. And he's taken out of bounds at about the 30-yard line by Caleb Larson, the sophomore linebacker. So Johnson goes out of bounds at about the 30-yard line for another Panther first down, as it appears that Elkton has some underclassmen in there now with a 42-0 lead. And the clock will continue to tick here, running clock, after a team goes up 35 points. Carley takes a snap, pitches it to Canas. Canas to the 30, spins. He's up to the 25, pushes ahead to about the 26, 27-yard line for a pickup of about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3 here in the rain in Watertown, South Dakota on a Friday night. Ten minutes and 17 seconds. About 2 minutes gone by here in the second half so far. So 10 minutes remains on the clock in the third quarter. 2nd and 6, it says on the scoreboard. Looks like it may be 2nd and 5, closer to a 2nd and 5 on the field. Carley drops back the pass. Looking downfield, the left-hander gets it up to Johnson for a pickup of about 5 yards. And he'll get it very close to the first down. And it is enough for a first down. They're going to spot the ball. The nose of the football is right on the 20-yard line, and that's right where the sticks were. So by the nose of the football, the Panthers get another first down on this opening drive of the second half. Carley, flanked to his left by Johnson, takes it, passes it out to Canas in the flat. Canas spins, drives through a player, through one of the Elks, puts his shoulder down, I should say, and picks up about 5 yards on that play. So Holden Carley, he's a left-hander, so as he turns to his left, throws to the left side of the field, a little more natural than the right side. You may see a right-handed quarterback. A lot of plays go to the right side. A little bit different here with Carly. Carly now in the shotgun, flanked by Canas to his left, Johnson to his right. Takes a snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle, plows through a few tackles, and he gets it inside the 10-yard line for another Panther first down. Number 11, Landon Griffith, another sophomore, in on that tackle. So quite a few sophomores in on this series, defensive series for Elkton-Lake Benton. Elkton-Lake Benton 42-0 lead with under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter on homecoming night for GPL. Again, we see that formation. This time Johnson to the left, Canas to the right. Canas picks up a couple, but he's taken down after a short gain. Going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line.
2nd and 8.
Homecoming court was announced at halftime. Carter Hinners is the homecoming king for the seniors, and Catherine Prawl, homecoming queen this year. Carly takes it, tries to take it himself, and is taken down for a loss. He's at the 12-yard line, loss of about 2. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 12. See what the Panthers can draw up here, see if they can punch it in the end zone. I would imagine this is going to be 4-down territory for Coach Aaron Schleusner and the Panthers. Try to punch in and get at least one score on the board here on homecoming. Pitch to Canas. Canas cuts back to his left, back to the right, and he gets it down almost to the 5-yard line. So it's going to be fourth and goal from the 6.
Fourth and goal from the 7-yard line.
7, they say 7-yard line. I don't know what it is, 6, 7? 7-yard line. So on 4th down, we'll see if the Panthers can punch it in. Carly again back in the shotgun. Johnson to his left. Canas to his right. Carly looking into the end zone. And it's intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by Ian Warren, who brings it out to about the 1-yard line. So the interception, but it would have been nice to see a Panther touchdown there, but the Elks will take over at about the 3-yard line. So intercepted it there in the end zone. Probably would have been better for him to down it in the end zone rather than take it out and go out of bounds at the 3, but here we are. Prosh. Excuse me, that's not Prosh. Now we've got Adam Kinner, the freshman in, number 7, at quarterback. So quarterback Colt Beck is the starter, a senior for Elkton-Lake Benton. We had Brady Prosh, the sophomore, in there at the end of the second quarter. And now it appears that number 7, Adam Kinner, the freshman, is in at quarterback. Yes, Kinner is in at quarterback for the Elks. Caleb Larson, the sophomore, is the running back, split out to his right. The handoff to Larson, and he's taken back and tackled at right about the goal line.
Larson, the ball carrier.
So Larson is taken down. And it's going to bring up third down. They're going to give him some forward progress. They're going to say he's at the 4-yard line. 3rd and 9. So Kinner back in the shotgun, standing right about on the goal line. The pass intended for Eli Johnson is incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and the punt unit's going to come on for Elkton-Lake Benton. It appears that number 5, Colt Beck, is in at punter. The punt, fielded by Canas at about the 38. Canas, they're going to say his knee was down when he fielded that ball. His knee pad touched the very tippy top of that blade of artificial grass. And they're going to say he was down right there where he fielded it at the 38-yard line. Clock ticking down here in the 3rd quarter. Just about a minute and a half left in the 3rd. Elkton-Lake Benton up 42-0 on homecoming night for the Panthers. Carly in at quarterback. First and 10 for the Panthers. Canas goes in motion. That play did not go as planned. Canas came around in motion. Carly turned around and they kind of ran into each other. So not quite what was drawn up in the huddle. And it was a loss of about 5 yards on that one. Under 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. As I said, clock keeps ticking here. When a team is up by 35 points, it's a running clock. So this will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Carly escapes one tackle. He's taken down again at about the 50-yard line. As time expires on the 3rd quarter.
End of the 3rd quarter.
And the Elks are up 42-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll be back with the final frame of this one. Welcome back to the fourth quarter on homecoming night in Watertown. Panthers on their own 49-yard line, and it's 3rd and 23 for the Panthers as we begin the fourth quarter. Elkton-Lake Benton up 42-0 on the Panthers. Holden Carley takes the snap, gets it out to Lucas Johnson. Johnson powers his way forward, drags a few defenders down, and makes his way all the way up to the 36-yard line. It's still going to be a 4th and probably 8-yard play after Johnson picks up about 15 yards there on the 3rd and 23. So Johnson drags some defenders, at least gets it to 4th and 8, gets it down to the 36-yard line. So Panthers will go for it here as Carley goes back in the shotgun. Pitches it out to Johnson again, and Johnson's taken down for a short gain, so it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Taken down by Griffith
And the Elkton-Lake Benton Elks are going to take over, it looks like, at about the 36-yard line.
Elks take over on downs.
Panthers just can't get anything going on offense here tonight.
Starting at their own 36.
And Elkton is explosive on offense. See who they have in here at quarterback for the Elks. They put Prosh back in at quarterback, and Brady Prosh takes the ball himself, and he's taken down at about the line of scrimmage by Aiden Cameron.
Brought down by Cameron.
Under 10 minutes to play in this ball game. Looks like the rain has stopped here tonight. Starting to dry out. 2nd and 9 for the Elks. Prosh takes the snap, hands it off. And I believe that's Caleb Larson. Caleb Larson, running back for the Elks. Going to bring up 3rd and 4 with Elkton up 42-0. Just under 9 minutes to go. And there's going to be a false start, I believe. Looked like the receiver on the far side of the field got a jump start, so that's a penalty. That's going to take him back 5 yards. Going to be 3rd and 10. As I said, GPL is going to travel up to Britain next Friday night, take on Britain Hecla. That is a conference game. And if the Panthers want to win the conference, they're going to have to take that one from the Braves next Friday night. So far, the Panthers are undefeated in conference play. And intercepted. That pass is intercepted from Brady Prosh. Intercepted by Caleb Canas. And the Panthers will take over on offense at the 46-yard line. So it'll be a tough game against Britain Hecla next Friday night for the Panthers. take a look at some scores here around 9AA. Number 1 team, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy, is up 26-13 at halftime on Elcester-Hudson. Now, Elcester-Hudson, they're ranked number 3 in the state in 9A, the division just under 9AA. So Elcester-Hudson giving them a little competition here tonight, the number 1 team in 9AA. The ball carrier was Kraus, Hudson Kraus. He's taken down for maybe a gain of 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Hamlin beat Florence Henry 55-0. That game is over. 50-point mercy rule. And Wabash Summit and Redfield are tied in a good one in the 3rd quarter. They're tied at 16 apiece in the 3rd quarter over in Redfield, just to the west on Highway 212 here. So Wabash Summit and Redfield in a good one, tied at 16. Elkton-Lake Benton takes a timeout with 6 minutes to go here in Watertown. We'll take a quick timeout too. Be back after this. Welcome back. 6 minutes and 7 seconds left to go here in the ball game. It's 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. The toss to Canas, and Canas can't find any room to run, and he's taken down at the 46, about the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd down for the Panthers.
Loss of 1 on the play.
So the Panthers play Britton Hecla, and then they have a bye week. So that first Friday in October, no game. Then they finish up with DeSmet right here in Watertown on October 10th. And then they travel to Wilmot for their final conference game on October 17th. Carly drops back, looks to throw it downfield, and Canas, I thought he was going to come away with it.
Carly's pass.
It was bobbled around there for a minute. An Elkton-Lake Benton defender was right there to break it up, but then popped in the air, and it looked like Canas was going to come down with it again. But it went through his hands. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Carly runs in the play from the sideline. They'll go for it here on 4th down. We shall see what the Panthers have drawn up. Canas goes in motion. Carly throws it downfield, and it's intercepted by Elkton. And he's taken out of bounds at about the 46-yard line, 47-yard line by William Krenz on the other side of the field. So really, it was, that interception was sort of like a punt, so to speak. Elkton pretty much takes over at the same line of scrimmage that they would have if they turned it if the Panthers turned it over on downs. So the Elks take over as the clock ticks down. About 3 minutes left here to play. And we got a flag on the field. See what that is. Too many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, too many men on the field.
Substitution infraction on the Panthers.
It looked like they had quite a few guys on the field there. So too many men on the field. You're going to bring up 1st and 5 from the 42-yard line. 2.5 minutes left to play in this one as the running clock ticks down. The toss to Larson. And Larson breaks free, gets it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Larson, the ball carrier.
Going to make it 46 or 48-0. And I'm sure the Elks are going to go for a 2-point conversion and try to end this one here tonight with 2 minutes left on the clock. Sure enough, they bring in their starting quarterback. Or no, they are going to kick the extra point. They are going to kick the extra point. So their quarterback, Colt Beck, is the holder. So that's why he was on the field. And that kick is blocked. So the extra point attempt is no good. The score remains 48-0. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in this one tonight. And the Panthers will take over on offense. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth here at Allen Mitchell Athletic Complex in Watertown. As Elkton kicks off, and the ball goes out of bounds at the 21-yard line. As the Panthers will take over on offense with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in this one. Panther volleyball team will take on Elkton-Lake Benton on Monday night. That one will be here in Watertown at home. Panther volleyball team has a record of 7-4. Had a few nice wins here on this season. So volleyball team having some success. Then they play down in Castlewood on Tuesday night and head to Waverly South Shore for a conference matchup on Thursday night this week. So big night or big week for Panther volleyball. They host the Panther GPL tournament next Saturday. So I believe Coach Carley said during the pep rally this afternoon that Panther volleyball has 7 matches this week. Big week for Panther volleyball. Between the 3 matches during the week and the tournament on Saturday. So we'll see how the volleyball team fares against Elkton-Lake Benton on Monday night. These same Elk fans will travel back up here to Watertown on Monday. Minute and a half left to play. Elkton-Lake Benton up 48-0. The toss to Canas. Canas is taken down for a short gain.
Brought down by Flores. Slight loss on the play.
Yeah, they're going to say a slight loss on the play. He's probably right back at about the line of scrimmage. Under a minute left. Panthers are going to fall to 3-2 on the season. Elks are going to improve to 4-1. And I would imagine, as Canas runs it around the left side, taken down about midfield, I would imagine they keep that number 3 ranking in the standings unless Freeman loses here tonight. Yeah, Freeman's up now, 32-13 in the third quarter. So it's looking like Marion Freeman Academy. That's a mouthful. FMFA. They're starting to pull away now in the third quarter here in the second half over Alcester Hudson. So they'll likely remain number 1. Hamlin is going to keep their place at number 2 in the state with a 55-0 win tonight over Florence Henry. And I would imagine these Elks would keep their number 3 ranking as they defeat the Great Plains Lutheran Panthers 48-0 here tonight as time expires. And the Panthers and the Elks shake hands. Panthers prepare to take on their next conference foe, Britton Hecla, up in Britain next Friday night. They'll take a record of 3-2 up there. And Elkton-Lake Benton will improve to 4-1. That's a wrap on this homecoming broadcast. Have a good night, everybody, and a blessed week.